Hi, I'm back. I'll be reading from the Bible. I will be reading from the Students Life Application Study Bible. Life applica- Students Life Application Study Bible, and I will be reading Genesis chapter 2, verse 4 to verse 25 to the end of the chapter. True worth. Genesis chapter 1 verses 1 to verse 26. God created everything there is, the heavens, earth, plants, and animals. When God finished creating the earth, he then chose to make people in his image. The phrase, let us make human beings in our image in verse 26 does not mean that God created us exactly like himself, especially in a physical sense. Instead, we are reflections of God's glory. We can reflect his characteristics like love, patience, forgiveness, kindness, and faithfulness. Our worth is not defined by possessions, achievements, physical attractiveness, or popularity. Instead, it is based on knowing that God created us in his likeness, knowing that you are a person of infinite worth gives you the freedom to love God, know him personally, and make a valuable contribution to the lives of those around you. Marriage. Genesis chapter 2 verses 18 to verse 24. God's creative work was not complete until he made woman. He could have made her from the dust of the ground as he made man. God chose, however, to make her from the man's flesh and bone. In so doing, he illustrated that in marriage, man and woman symbolically become one flesh. This is a mystical union of the couple's hearts and lives. Throughout the Bible, God treats this special partnership seriously. If you are planning to be married, are you willing to keep the commitment the if you are planning to be married, are you willing to keep the commitment that makes the two of you one? What are some helpful habits you can begin to develop that will help you honor that commitment. That commitment. The origin of humanity. Ultimate issues. Ever been part of the great ape debate? Wondering what that is? If you have read a biological textbook or those of other life sciences lately, you will find the theory that humans descended from apes, or so Darwin's theory of evolution goes. On the other side of the coin, however, is a quote like this from Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But many educators, philosophers, and others tell us that we evolved from nothing into one-celled animals, then progressed up the zoological chain to evolve into HOMO sapiens, or perhaps a third option exists. God created people using the process of evolution as his laboratory. And an uneasy tension exists between these views. Are you feeling it? Maybe you are wondering which viewpoint is the right viewpoint. According to the Bible, humans, animals, and everything else in the universe were created by God. The idea that we simply materialize out of nothing is a logical and scientific impossibility. Check this out. The first law of thermodynamics tells us that matter can neither be created nor destroyed by natural causes. That's a big problem for an evolutionist. If only natural causes are involved, how did nothing turn into something? Also, how did that something develop intelligence, a defiant personality, mortality, and spirituality? By chance, impossible. So what does this all add up to? Three words. God did it. This truth does not rule out the possibility of some kind of God-directed evolution. Neither does it give it any support. And frankly, honest revolutionists will admit that their beliefs involve as much faith and speculation, if not more, as the creators. The Bible, Genesis in particular, gives us one core fact about the origin of humanity. God created us in his own image. Exactly how he did that remains a matter of faith. So what do you believe? Genesis chapter 2. This is the account of the creation of the heavens and the earth, the man and woman in Eden. When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, neither wild plants nor grains were growing on the earth. The Lord God had not yet sent rain to water the earth, and there were no people to cultivate the soil. Instead, springs came up from the ground and watered all the land. Then the Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground. He breathed the breath of life into the man's nostrils, and the man became a living person. Then the Lord God planted a garden in Eden, in the east, and there he placed the man he had made. The Lord God made all sorts of trees grow up from the ground, trees that were beautiful, and that produced delicious fruit. In the middle of the garden he placed the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A river watered the garden, and then flowed out of Eden and divided into four branches. The first branch, called the Pishon, flowed around the entire land of Havilah, where gold is found. The gold of that land is exceptionally pure. AromatIceresin and onyx stone are also found there. The second branch, called the Gihon, flowed around the entire land of Cush. The third branch, called the Tigris, flowed east of the land of Asher. The fourth branch is called the Euphrates. The Lord God placed the man in the Garden of Eden, 2:10, and watched over it. But the Lord God warned him, You may freely eat the fruit of every tree in the garden, except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat its fruit, you are sure to die. Then the Lord God said, It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper who is just right for him. So the Lord God formed from the ground all the wild animals and all the birds of the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And the man chose a name for each one. He gave names to all the livestock, all the birds of the sky, and all the wild animals. But still, there was no helper, just right for him. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. While the man slept, the Lord God took out one of the man's ribs and closed up the opening. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib, and he brought her to the man at last. The man exclaimed, This one is bone from my bone and flesh. From my flesh she will be called woman, because she was taken from man. This explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one. Now the man and his wife were both naked, but they felt no shame. Felt no shame. Okay, that's all. Bye for now.